Welcome back to Channel 5 Weather Across the Country. Today we'll be discussing the 7-day weather forecast for the week of May 7th.
Yes, Trudy. There have been complete opposite fronts going across the country. A cyclone has appeared near the west coast of Florida, as well as some rain near Michigan and Wisconsin.
It's crazy what can happen in just 1 week.
You're exactly right, Trudy. Now to meteorologist Isabella Reynolds for the scoop on the cold and warm fronts moving across the U.S. So, as of today, there is a cold air mass / front coming down from the Pacific Northwest and is heading towards Utah. So Utah should be expecting cold and cloudy weather. And then the air mass is coming from the Pacific. So that means that is a maritime polar air mass. So that means that in this region it will be wet and cold. On the other hand, in Minnesota, they have clear and sunny skies due to the close proximity to the high pressure center. But in Wyoming, which is shown right here, there's a low pressure center, so they are receiving a ton of rain and clouds. The low pressure center causes the clouds to form underneath it, so normally you receive a lot of rain, like as it's shown here, whereas in the high pressure center, you can see it's clear sunny skies. And it is warm, so it's heading towards Minnesota. It's going north up near Nebraska, so they should also be expecting warm weather. There is also an anticyclone, which is not shown here, on the west coast of Florida, and that means there's normally high air pressure, which causes there to be no clouds. So instead of a cyclone, which is down here near the east coast of Texas, the anticyclone has clear skies for long range, whereas the cyclone near Texas should be expecting rain. And then the occluded area of Denver has been cut off due to the warm weather. The warm air mass has cut it off from the ground by the cooler air beneath it. The sea breeze is the strongest right here in Miami, which is where we are based out of, and that's what's causing the super high humidity, which normally you can expect that in Florida. The land breeze is stronger in areas such as Detroit. Oops. As you can see here, the isobars show the similar pressure throughout the country. So near the low pressure center in Wyoming, there is a lower range of pressure, as you can see it's coming out. But in the higher pressure near Minnesota, there's higher pressure. Same here in the Gulf of Mexico.
Thank you for that overview, Isabella. Now to Grace Walker in Little Rock, Arkansas for an update on a breaking news story.
Thank you. Earlier today, passengers on a flight from Denver ended up landing in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, due to the Coriolis effect, which deflects objects in the northern hemisphere east. This was because instead of planning and not going straight to the destination, they did just that, and it caused much confusion and panic in the airport in Little Rock when an unscheduled plane landed. We will check back in with an update on the story during the 6 o'clock news. Back to you, Trudy.
Thank you, Grace. As you can see here, an El Niño is currently occurring, and the trade winds are weakening in the Pacific Ocean, and surface water temperatures are rising. However, if this was a La Niña, then it would be the complete opposite, and the trade winds would be getting stronger and the surface water temperatures would be getting cooler. The polar jet streams in New York and Detroit have been having bursts of 18 miles per hour winds, and while jet streams in Miami have had wind speeds of up to 15 miles per hour for the day. The local winds in Detroit will reach 18 miles per hour for the day, and they will go up to 16 miles per hour in New York. They will be up to 19 miles per hour in Miami. However, the global winds may get up to 21 miles per hour here in Miami. While all this is going on, there's a monsoon going on in Thailand. Now back to you, Monica, for the 7-day forecast.
Here's our 7-day forecast for Miami. Take out those raincoats, guys, because it's going to be storming until Thursday. It's going to get up into the 90s on Sundays, and it's going to get into the low 70s on Monday and Tuesday. So be sure to dress for the different temperatures. On Monday, you'll be expecting severe storms and warm, moderately hot temperatures, but not as hot as it's going to get later in the week. Tuesday,
be expecting storms, and it can get pretty high and it's going to get pretty low in this week. And on Wednesday, the high temperatures is going to move up a notch and the low is going to move up some. So it's going to be slightly hotter than it was on Tuesday, and be expecting scattered showers. Thursday, it's going to be not quite as hot as Wednesday, and it's going to be cloudy. And the same thing for Friday, except it's going to be much hotter than any of the days this week. But overall, the same cloudy weather as Thursday. Now, for Saturday, the sun's going to start to come out, and it's going to have hot weather, highs being up into the 90s and the high 80s, and the lows being in the high 70s. So for Detroit, our low for the week, 65 degrees, so much lower than Miami, because we're getting down into the 60s, so kind of warm. And then we have 85 degrees, that's our high. It's gonna be our high's gonna be pretty high for the all the way through Friday, and then there's a sudden drop in temperature on Saturday. It's gonna get up to 75 degrees and down to 66 degrees, and on Sunday, the sun's going to start to come out as a contrast from our rain on Saturday, our rain on Wednesday, our rain on Tuesday, our rain on Monday. So the sun's gonna start to come out. And our relative humidity for Miami is going to be about 60% for this week of May 7th, and for Detroit it's going to be 40%. And the dew point for Detroit on Tuesday will be 18 degrees and 11 degrees for Miami. Radiation in the atmosphere is expected to be pretty high in these areas during the week. There will be isotherms in Houston and Atlanta. Convection and conduction play a role this week in the high temperatures, like getting into the 90s in Miami. Of course, temperature is going to be affected by wind chill factor, which is going to cause temperatures to feel lower than they really are.
Thank you, Monica. All this information has been collected by our weather tools in Miami. For example, our Annie monitor has been recording wind speeds of 13 miles per hour to 18 miles per hour. Now that's some wind. Our aneroid barometer has recently been recording a major change in air pressure due to the high pressure changes. Our barometer has been recording a similar change in air pressure, and our mercury barometer has also recorded the same changes. The psychrometer, shown here, has measured a humidity of 65% for the day. The thermometer has recorded a high temperature of 93 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, our rain gauge has recorded a rainfall of 19.5 millimeters to 29 millimeters for the last week in Miami.
Right here in Miami, we should be seeing a large abundance of cumulus clouds due to the lower air pressure. And right now, actually, we are receiving a torrential downpour. This rain is caused due to the low air pressure in the Gulf of Mexico, and then those clouds then travel over to Miami eastward. And then in Minneapolis, you should be expecting cirrus clouds. And it's mostly sunny, and this is due to the higher air pressure in your current area. Whereas in Billings, near Montana, is receiving a lot of rain and cumulus clouds just like we are here in Miami. And then these right here are stratus clouds, which Denver is receiving. Unfortunately for Denver, they have a lower air pressure and are receiving more of these types of clouds. Near Francisco, they are on the leeward side of the mountain. So the windward side of the mountain receives more air and precipitation since it's closer to the Pacific Ocean. But once those clouds ride up, the leeward side of the mountain is more dry, hensing why Death Valley is so dry and barren. Seattle is on the windward side of the mountain. So a lot of you probably know that Seattle receives a ton of rain every year, more than the usual city in the United States. This is because they're on the windward side of the mountain. So they have a lot of luscious forests and receive a ton of precipitation, mostly from cumulus clouds. They currently get a lot of rain and thunder, and their humidity is about 50%.
Thank you, Isabella. The weather is currently still rainy. This weather is occurring in the troposphere, which is the first layer of the atmosphere. Also, the ozone layer absorbs harmful rays of sunlight, and there are also the other layers as the ionosphere, which is not on here, the exosphere, the thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere.
Today we've learned about the crazy weather traveling across the country.
Thank you for watching your Channel 5, Weather Across the Country. Be safe, be smart, and have a nice day.